Franken-Coaster is the rooftop roller coaster at the House of Frankenstein, Niagara Falls. While this ride has the stats of a kiddie coaster, the ride's placement and forces make it a deceptively thrilling experience. Find out everything you need to know about one of Canada's newest roller coasters in this review. This particular coaster got its start as the Thriller Coaster at Sports Plus Entertainment Center on New York's Long Island. This complex was mostly an arcade, but they made an interesting addition in 2004 with a Wisdom Rides kiddie coaster. Rather than featuring an off-the-shelf layout, the ride featured a super compact and custom layout. And the ride features some horror theming too. When Sports Plus closed in 2007, it seemed like the end of this quirky coaster. It disappeared for a decade. But in 2019, Niagara Falls' House of Frankenstein revealed they purchased the Thriller coaster and intended to place it on the roof of their attraction. House of Frankenstein is part of Clifton Hill, a super touristy street in the Canadian side of Niagara Falls. The street is filled with restaurants and entertainment options galore, and House of Frankenstein is one of the flashiest. This attraction is a haunted walkthrough. From the street, you have a creepy facade, but the Burger King next door is what steals the show. You have a Frankenstein above it holding a giant burger. It is so goofy and extravagant at the same time. Then in 2020, the Franken-Coaster opened above House of Frankenstein. The complex advertises Franken-Coaster as the world's first rooftop roller coaster, but I don't quite think that's accurate. Three that come to mind are the former High Roller atop the Stratosphere Tower, the Big Apple Coaster at New York Casino, and the former Boomerang Coaster from Knott's Berry Farm that was relocated atop a building in Indonesia. However, I think Franken-Coaster is the first rooftop coaster in Canada, and it's still quite a rare sight to see a coaster atop a building like this, so it's definitely a real attention grabber. It manages to stand out on a flashy street like Clifton Hill. In peak season, House of Frankenstein has extremely long hours. The complex and coaster run from 9 a.m. until 2 a.m. You have the option to purchase the coaster alone or a combo ticket including the haunted house. The coaster alone costs roughly 15 Canadian dollars per ride, or you can purchase a combo ticket for 28 Canadian dollars. It is pricey, but what else would you expect in a tourist trap like this? I would recommend the combo pass because the haunt is actually pretty solid. There are lots of air blasts and loud noises that can startle you. Then there are these cool extended scenes triggered by a button. There also is a single scare actor in there who catches you off guard after all the statues and figures earlier in the ride. I really like the haunt. To reach the coaster, you need to head up a few flights of stairs, open a door, and continue up some more stairs to the roof of the building. Here, you get a full view of the coaster's layout. The red track tightly spirals around itself. The train looks particularly nice. It is designed to look like black coffins chained together with some skulls on the sides. And one neat design feature is that the cars are coupled on the left side of the train as opposed to the center like most coasters, because this one only makes left-hand turns, many of which are extremely tight. The ride runs a single train comprised of 4 cars, seating a maximum of 16 riders per cycle. The ride was a total walk-on for me even on a holiday weekend, and I imagine the high price point ensures this most days. I only experienced this coaster once up front, and I suspect this is the best seat between the views and laterals because you're pushed into many of the turns. Riders are restrained by just a lap bar. 2 important seating notes. 1. Place the larger rider on the right. This ride has some strong laterals, all of which throw riders to the right. Remember, you only turn in one direction. 2. There is limited legroom in the trains. I'm just 5'9", and I had to be careful on some of the elements not to smack my knees. Once dispatched, you turn left, which you better get used to. Then you ascend a surprisingly steep 25-foot or 8-meter tall chain lift. While this height may not sound like much, it may be the tallest coaster ever built by Wisdom Rides. Further, you feel way taller because this ride is placed atop a 3-story building. While you won't get any views of the waterfalls due to the adjacent buildings blocking them, the highest point of this coaster is still roughly 50 feet or 15 meters above the street because you're atop that building. This height becomes scary when you feel how janky this coaster is. Atop the lift, you have this loud and tangible bang as the train releases from the chain. It is oddly the roughest part of the ride. You then navigate some slow turns and an extended straightaway on the edge of the building. While this section has no physical thrills, it is a psychological thriller between the height and thin supports. It really feels like you may fall down to the street below. I guess that's the type of mental thrill fitting for a coaster located at a haunted attraction like this. Eventually you reach the first drop, which is awkwardly banked inwards, so you start to slide left. You immediately head back up, and at the top you sharply turn left and are slammed to the right side of the train. This is the first of several moments of good laterals. You then navigate another slow section with an impressive set of views, and then you start spiraling inwards. You start gaining more speed, and this leads to another abrupt turn over the station that delivers another strong dose of laterals. You then pass over a trim. You'll hear it, but it barely slows you down. So the laterals remain crazy. The next two turns feel like the hairpin turns of a wild mouse except sped up as you're pinned to the side of the train. You then enter a downwards helix finale. Unlike most helixes that flare outwards, this one gets tighter as it goes. While you get no laterals at the start, the end of this element delivers really strong laterals because you've increased in speed and gotten even tighter. You then pass over another set of trims. These ones do absolutely nothing. So instead of slowly navigating the final turns back into the station, you get some truly wicked laterals here. The second to last turn violently slams everyone sideways. Then if you're up front, you get another burst of laterals entering into the station. You then slow way down, crawl through the station, and get a second lap on the 700-foot or 213-meter long coaster. But the experience still has some thrills left to it. When you disembark from the coaster and re-enter the building, you head down a designated exit pathway. There is a scare effect in there I don't want to spoil here, but it certainly made me jump. Then you head down what looks like a creepy alleyway and are dumped back off in the street. So what would I rate the Franken coaster? I would give this unique kiddie coaster a 6 out of 10. This is one of the best kiddie coasters in the world for two reasons. One, the ride has some legitimately strong laterals. There isn't a single coaster at Canada's Wonderland that can beat Franken Coaster in this department. So if you love laterals, do not hesitate to shell out the money for this ride. 2, this ride's placement is quite memorable on the roof of a building as you overlook the bustling streets below. This ride isn't without its flaws though. While I don't find it painful, the ride is janky. If I were any taller, I suspect I would have been subjected to knee smashing that would have ruined this coaster for me. Then this ride doesn't have any other forces like negative or positive G's. This ride only has laterals and views. This is an expensive kiddie coaster that'll cost you as much as a mountain coaster, but it does offer a unique coaster experience you cannot get elsewhere. And with the long hours, it's easy to pair this attraction on a trip to Niagara Falls or Canada's Wonderland. I have no regrets paying what I did, and I may be willing to shell it out again. This is a standout kiddie coaster. So those are my thoughts on the Franken coaster at the House of Frankenstein Niagara Falls. What are your thoughts on one of the best coasters from Wisdom Rides? Let me know what you think about this attraction either at its current home or its former one back at the Sports Plus Entertainment Center. Do you agree this is one of the better kiddie coasters out there? If you enjoyed this review, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like and you considered subscribing because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.